Go ahead, please. Doug.
Thanks to Doug Smith, the Toronto Star. Dwane, you asked for players to play with pride, and they did. But overall, can you sum up the feelings for the series?
Well, it's tough because we know we were better and we could have played better in the first 3 games. We didn't. First of all, I want to congratulate the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they're a well-oiled machine, playing on all cylinders right now. What did James shoot? 48% from 3 the whole series. And when he's hitting the shot like that, they're very difficult to beat. You got to match tit for tat to beat them. But, Doug, to answer your question, I thought we could have played better in the first 3 games. Today, I thought the guys laid it on the line. There's so many times when you're in that do-or-die situation, you can easily pack it in. And I thought our guys played with grit, toughness, togetherness. And I think it's just a testament of their character and the culture that those guys have created. So, again, we all want to win. And, again, I've said that I don't know if we're there yet. You know, we're knocking on the door. I like our team. I wish we had a little bit more time for them to gel together. I didn't do a good enough job to get them to gel in quick enough time to play a championship level. But each guy in that locker room contributed in some way.
Joe on the left.
Dwane, you obviously had some misfortune in this series that you didn't have last year with Kyle. But if you could try to compare the Cavs, what you saw in this series versus the Eastern Conference Finals, are they a different challenge? Are they a tougher challenge?
They are. I said it, Joe. When LeBron is shooting the 3 ball the way he is, at the rate he's shooting it, at the average he's shooting it, they're difficult. I'm not saying they're impossible, but they're very difficult to beat when he's shooting the ball like that. Because, again, the floor is so spread, it really takes away. And then they bring in Fry and Korver. They've got the floor spread so much. And now here goes Kyrie driving down the lane. So they present so many problems offensively. You got to score 117, 118 points a night to beat them because they have that many weapons offensively. And again, we didn't shoot the ball the way we normally do, but they present so many problems. But it starts with his 3-point shooting, the way he can spread the floor. He's a 0.4, 0.3, whatever you want to call him, and he's one of the best that's ever played in that position. But again, I do think if we had played at a level at the way we did today, with that type of intensity, focus, and grit, we would have had a better chance.
Mike, go ahead.
Dwane, when you talk about the having a little more time, was that the Kyle injury, or was that getting Serge?
A little bit of everything, Michael. It was a little bit of Serge, Tuck. There's so many little nuances that you wanted to go as the game was going on with Serge and Tuck. But again, also Kyle coming back. All those are excuses, but nobody gives a crap. And but time is something we didn't have a lot together with that group. And one reason why I think Corey fit in seamlessly when Kyle was out is because that group had been together probably more than Kyle and the group had. So, and it's no disrespect to Kyle whatsoever. He's one of our best players. So, but that togetherness that group had, I think, shows in certain situations.
Doug, go ahead.
Great. Sorry, Doug Smith again. With that being said, there's a specter of change around this roster is significant with 4 free agents and your top 8 players. Will that be a difficult management thing for you to deal with upstairs?
No, again, I'm going to leave that up to Messiah. We haven't talked about it. We've been trying to win in the series, and that's something. We have some free agents, but those decisions will be up to Messiah and Jeff, and we'll sit down and talk about those things. But, right now is not the time to even think about those things.
Josh in the back.
Coach, you at PJ and there with the first unit tonight or today. What did you get out of him that may have been lacking at various points?
Well, I thought he is probably as aggressive on LeBron as he's been in the entire series. I thought he got into him. James had 6 turnovers. I thought a lot of that was, Tuck being into him, and that's what you got to do. LeBron's one of the best that's ever played the game, but still, you got to get into him. You got to make him turn his back, make him feel uncomfortable, because if you don't, he's going to pick you apart. And I thought Tuck did a great job with him today, And then he took it down to the offensive end. He knocked down shots. And I've always said it's a make or miss league. And took the shots he had and took them with conviction and confidence.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Scott.
Scott Stinson, National Post. Dwane, you sort of talked about not having the time to have this lineup gel, play together. Do you think if you'd had more time, you could have hung with this team if you played up to your game?
Yeah, again, it's hard to say, Scott. You know, ifs and buts and candy and nuts, and you would all have a Merry Christmas. But again, nobody would care. Nobody really care. I know Cleveland didn't care. Nobody cares. But you know, someone asked a question. But again, you always would love to have a training camp with a group to start from scratch, but we didn't. And I'm so happy. That was a great move by our organization to get those guys, because they kind of stand for what we needed. And again, we just you know, picked a bad number to draw in the second round of the playoff semifinals. But again, it feels bad. It was ugly, but it shouldn't diminish the excellent regular season we had, and we could even had a better regular season. So I think this group can gel and continue to grow. And I know that's a tough word, but grow together and even get better. Again, I think we picked a team to go against that was a buzzsaw.
Mike?
Dwane, not a big issue, but I mean, no Fred. What went on there?
Well, again, I thought we needed shooting, and no disrespect to DeLon. He's going to be an excellent player in this league, but I thought we needed the threat and the possibility of a three-point shot the way they were double-teaming DeMar. And Fred knocked one. He missed one badly, but to show who he was, he stepped right back and knocked down the next one. And that's what that kid's going to be a good player, both DeLon and Fred. Both of them are gritty. Fred's a winner. DeLon's a winner. But it just felt like we needed shooting, another shooter, because that's who they were rotating off of and trapping from. And we was trying to make them pay for that.
Jeff on the right side.
Dwane, Jeff Zilgate, USA Today. You said you ran into a buzzsaw. They were not a buzzsaw post All-Star break.
Right.
How much of a different team were they, especially on the defensive end? And do you believe in the idea that teams can flip a proverbial switch and play better?
Anytime, Jeff, you got number 23, you can flip every switch you want to. And what did he play, 46 minutes? People complain about that. You know, he's the difference. I mean, that they did flip a switch. They're a totally different team. Defensively and definitely offensively post All-Star break. Anybody that thinks anything differently doesn't know anything about basketball, because that team presents so many problems. Shooting, you know, and the way they were making shots in this series, and some of them were well guarded. You know, they were hanging over Love and Korver's one that I wanted to, you know, we take credit for, because we fell asleep in the second quarter. And he came off too clean in a couple of situations. But they were making shots that were well covered, hand in the face. You know, so again, they present so many problems offensively. It's going to take a Herculean effort to beat them. You know, you're going to have very flexible defenders, and you're going to have to score 117, 118 points a night to beat them.
Thank you.
Thank you.